Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I'm coming at you with another Wargaming and Miniature video. And in today's video, we're going to continue on with my store news updates. Now, normally what I do is I talk about what I've completed, what I'm working on, what kind of supplies we might have gotten in, or what kind of product I've got in, and then I hit any kind of news at the end that, sales or something like that might be going on my eBay store. Okay, so let's start talking about what have I completed. Well, since the last video, I don't remember exactly what we discussed in the last video, but recently I finished 2 British regiments for Land of the Free. We've got the 20th and the 24th. I am currently working on Dearborn's and a New York regiment. I think it's the 4th New York. 4th New York is going to be kind of a unique looking regiment. It's going to be a white uniform from head to toe. Well, actually not toe and not head, but from the shoulders to the ankles, it's going to be a white uniform. But they're going to have like a light infantry helmet, and I guess red facings. So they're gonna look pretty interesting on the table. I need a second unit of New Yorkers for my Freeman's Farm, and the 4th was there. The 4th and the 3rd, I think it's the 3rd and the 4th, were rolled into one unit. They basically put them together. And then the 2nd was there in force, and they had their own, in the game, they would have their own battalion. But I've already painted a 3rd New York battalion at full strength. And I really wanted to do the 4th. So I'm just going to have the 3rd and the 4th New York represent all the New Yorkers. Okay. And then I did, and I'm also doing Dearborn. Dearborn's unit is with the Morgan's Riflemen. It's in Morgan's Corps, as they call it, even though he's only got 2 battalions. But basically, in the American War of Independence, there was a tactic where they would put a traditionally equipped battalion with the rifle battalion, because the rifles, they had longer range and more accurate fire, but they had 2 downfalls. They could not equip a bayonet, and they were, because of the rifling in the barrel, it was a slower reload than the smoothbore muskets. So they put a smoothbore musket unit with the rifles as like a security element. They have bayonets and they can reload faster. So they were more of a traditional unit that could fight and could shoot, but they weren't equipped with the rifles. So so these 2 units, I'm not doing the riflemen. I'm waiting for my Old Glory order to come in before I do any of the Morgan's rifles. But Dearborn was one of the very first units to incorporate that tactic. And it wasn't a unit that was, it wasn't a dedicated unit. They had taken the smallest and most agile and nimble fighters from 3 or 4 different battalions in Washington's army at the time. Benedict Arnold is the one that's actually in charge of this battle. But they took those companies from these other units and they combined them into Dearborn's light infantry. So technically, if I was being 100% accurate, I should paint up some New Yorker light infantry. I should paint up some Massachusetts. I should paint up some Connecticut. I should do whatever, right? I should paint up a bunch of different, because those all were there, companies or bases, if you would, and then put them together, and it would look like militia, because they would be all different colors of uniforms and all different styles. Maybe have some round hats, maybe have some bicorns or tricorns, or maybe have some helmets or whatever. But I'm not going to do that. I've decided that I'm going to paint Dearborn's light infantry as just a standard continental light infantry unit. Blue jackets, helmets, and maybe a few other hats and stuff like that mixed in. But it's just going to be a standard unit. So, a standard light infantry unit. Now, okay, we'll talk about the my project, my AWI Freeman's Farm project in another video. So let's get away from that. Okay, so that's what I'm working on. I'm working on my Dearborn and my New York regiment, but I put that on hold just for a second so I can work on some commissions for a customer. I had just finished his Russian portion of his commission, and I did a video showing off those Russian figures. They are 1/72 soft plastic that he's going to be using for Napoleon's battles. And there's 4 battalions. I guess in Napoleon's battles you would call them brigades. And there's 4 artillery guns. So go check out that video. And his next portion of his commission are going to be, it's going to be 2 French battalions and a cavalry unit. So it's like 50 infantry and like 17 cav dragoons. And I'm gonna work on those next. I should be able to knock those out in less than a week. Also 1/72 soft plastic. He doesn't want me to base them because he's going to base them. Okay. Supplies. Well, what kind of supplies have I gotten in? Well, I got in magnifying glasses to paint with, right? I got a set. It has like a little light on it. I think I might have showed this off during one of my videos, but yeah, that I got in. I got in some, let me think, supplies. What did I get in for supplies? That's it. That's the only thing that really, no, didn't order any boxes, didn't order any tape or paint or brushes or anything like that. I'm basically just coasting with what I got. Product, I did get some product in. I got some Napoleonics. I got a Prussian. Okay, this is from Magister Militarum. I got a Prussian pack and then crew, and then a British pack and then crew. And that was it, right? I got in a bunch of Blue Moon, American War of Independence. I've already put that up. And I took some of my Gates of Antares figures that I've had for years, and they're only primed. And I said, why don't I just go ahead and clear off my shelf? Uh, once I decide to do Gates of Antares again, or if I decide to do it again, I can always reorder those figures. But I put them on auction. They're the Concord, a huge lot that sold. Somebody got a steal. He stole them from me basically, right? And I got those boxed up, waiting for payment on eBay, and then I'll ship it out. Um, but I put a bunch of Agincourt Perry Agincourt medals on there, and War of the Roses medals. And yeah, so I had some Perry models that are sitting on the shelf just gathering dust. So I decided to put them on the store. I went through a bunch of my American War of Independence Old Glory 28 millimeter that I had in drawers and in bags, and I reorganized them because I had organized them into units. You know, as I do, I take figures from different bags and I put them in like Ziploc bags so that when I need to go do that unit, uh, I'll just pull the bag out and then it'll have all the figures I need. So I pre-plan what figures are going to be in that unit. Well, since I've decided to switch from 25 to or 28 to 15s, I didn't need those anymore. So, but because they were all mixed up, I went ahead and dumped them all out, reorganized them back into either types of figures like British Grenadiers or American Continental with rifles, militia, or something like that. So I put them almost back into like how they came out of the bag. If not, I labeled it as, this is what you get, X, Y, and Z. Now, some of those, when I was doing that, I also threw in my Napoleonic figures from front rank that I had. I had some general figures and some Dutch Belgians, and I had some, I guess they're all Dutch Belgians. Dutch Belgians and various generals from British or French, and I bagged those up and put them up on the store. So quite a bit of 25s went up on the store. Uh, now tomorrow I should be receiving my Old Glory order. I think I got an email from Old Glory saying that it had shipped, and when I checked the tracking, I think it said that tomorrow was the day I was going to get them. So as soon as I get those, I should be able to plan and organize some videos. I plan to do some what's in the box videos. In this case, I'm sure it's bags. So what's in the bag? And you'll be able to see some close-ups of some of these figures that I got in from a variety of different manufacturers, like Blue Moon, Magister Militarum, Old Glory, Stone Mountain, Essex. So those are the 5 that I have, and I'm going to do some what's in the bag or what's in the boxes for all of those. Not all of them, but a good selection of them. And so that will take up a little bit of my time where I'm doing recording and editing. So that's going to go into my news. My news is the start of the month. What is it? October coming up. So October 1st or so, etc. I plan to resume my my Wargaming Weekly videos. The Wargaming Weekly was me doing some painting and chatting live as a live stream. But in addition to that, I'll be doing these what's in the box videos. Those are pre-recorded and edited and uploaded. And then I'm also going to do a comparison of those manufacturers so that everyone can kind of see the height difference, the bulkiness difference, quality of the details on the model, price differences. Basically, like not a contrasting comparison, but just a comparison of all the different models. And I also planned on, when I got these paints in about a month ago, I had planned on doing a paint comparison from like the MiG ammo, the Vallejo, the Game Color, the Air Color, the Panzer Aces, the Army Painter, what I want, and the AK. I was going to compare like their new blends, only the paints that I've actually received, and the new bottles and stuff like that. I was going to kind of do like also a paint. It's not a comparison, but kind of a test. It is a comparison, but it's mainly a test for me to see which one has the best pigment and stuff like that. I have already been using a lot of those paints that I got in last month, and I am happy with most of them. There's a few of them that I'm not happy with, and I'll share that with you. Now, news about the store. We've got two things going on right now in the store, not just the new product, but we've got two sales. And they can overlap because some customers have already taken advantage of both sales at the same time, which is remarkable. If you order 3 items, any 3 items, it could be 3 individual figures from my D&D collection or whatever. If you order 3 items, you get 20% off of the entire order, not just the last item or whatever. So if you order 3 items or more, you get 20% off of every item. In addition to that, if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping. The $50 free shipping, I put the end date way out. I think it was next year sometime. So that's going to be going on for a while. But this 20% off 3 items, I think it's till the end of the month or this sometime in the middle of the month. I don't know. But you have a couple of weeks probably left over to take advantage of that. So if you want any figures or if you've been shopping, go to the website, especially Old Glory, because I'm going to be getting in a pretty good selection of Old Glory in tomorrow. And I'll be posting all of those onto the store. Yeah, and news. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this already. I think I did in my my American War of Independence project update, but in for store news and just for news in general, Old Glory, I believe, has raffles from time to time. It's not if you're a member of their Facebook, they will, let. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember how you sign up for it, or register for the raffle or what have you. But or maybe you just have to place an order, and then I don't remember. You should go to their Facebook, take a look at their raffles. But either way, I won September, and the prize for this raffle was a starter army. So I chose the American Continental Americans for my AWI, which means I'm going to have a lot of Continental Americans uh, I'm going to have more than I need for Freeman's Farm for sure. But but it'll help me get started towards maybe other battles like Princeton or something like that. Because I do want to do Princeton. But looking at that scenario, Princeton is kind of like a. Now, the only scenario I have for Princeton, I think, is my British Grenadier scenario. I think I have it also in Black Powder, the Rebellion book, but the Princeton battle seems to be hugely favoring the Continentals because the British, they've got some wagons and some artillery that they're trying to get up the road to Princeton, and the Americans are trying to cut them off to prevent this escape, basically. And they've got like 3 full divisions, and the British only have like 1 battalion. I mean, they're way. I mean, they maybe 2 battalions. They've taken these battalions and they've broken them up into very small units of like companies, and so you can move your companies around. But the Americans are going to come in overwhelmingly. They're chasing them with like a division, and they've got a couple of other divisions that come through the woods. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember, but it seems like if the British do nothing, they can just run off the table. So, because there's nothing between the British and Princeton, all the Americans are coming in behind them. So the British can win easily if that's the case, or if there's a fight to happen, the Americans look like they're going to win easily. So I don't know. I don't like scenarios like that. But I wanted to do Princeton for some reason. I don't know why. But I might look into some of these other scenarios like maybe not Guilford Courthouse. That one seems like it's been, and what's the other one? Cowpens. They seem to be played a lot. But I might look at something like Bemis Heights as part of the Saratoga campaign. I might look at Brandywine. I don't know. But basically, what I'm trying to say is with these figures, I should be able to expand into other battles, maybe even some hypotheticals, just point driven battles. It's possible, whatever. All right, so let me wrap it up for the store news update. I've got a bunch of 25s that I put on from my own personal collection. If you want to pick those up, there's some Napoleonics in there, and there's some American War of Independence in there. If you want, I'm also going to be adding more Gates of Antares figures, like the Gar. I've got some of their mecha and some of their little goblin-looking dudes. I'm probably going to put them up as well. So I've got those, and then Blue Moon, I got quite a bit of American War of Independence and 100 Years' War put on there. And if you're looking for no supplies other than those glasses, and then product, what have I finished? There's 2 British units as well as a Russian commission. Now I plan to do the French portion of that commission and the Dearborn and New York Regiment coming up soon. I thought about doing building some town sectors, but I'm going to hold off on that. And if you want anything from my eBay store, you should check out my eBay address. It's in the description below. And also, if you're interested in a commission, you should check out my price sheet that I have in the description. It's a link to a Google Doc that you can go to, and everybody can read it with the link. You just click the link; it takes you there. And if that's something you're interested in, if those prices are good, you should email me first at this email address, and we'll get you started. All right, guys, I will catch you in the next update.